While Kate Middleton may be the Duchess of Cambridge, to her children, she's just mum. Prince William and Kate are proud parents to Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis.
In the realm of the British royal family, Princess Charlotte, the young and captivating daughter of Prince William and Princess Catherine, has already started to carve out her own unique path. Charlotte, who is well known for her charming, self-assured, and cheeky personality, has frequently been the center of attention during royal appearances. She has left audiences captivated by her natural poise and self-assurance. However, during a recent high-profile royal event, the young princess made a courageous move that left the attendees, as well as the entire nation, speechless. The event was planned with the intention of commemorating the royal family's role in British society, which is characterized by a strong sense of unity and tradition. Those in attendance included dignitaries, officials, and members of the general public, all of whom were anticipating the customary formalities that are associated with royal gatherings. However, nobody could have foreseen that Princess Charlotte, who was only 9 years old at the time, would seize the moment in a manner that was the complete opposite of what was anticipated. Her actions not only brought attention to the fact that she was developing her leadership skills, but they also established her as a rising star within the royal family, one who is destined to play a significant part in the family's future. Charlotte's bold move was not only unanticipated, but it also carried a great deal of important symbolic meaning. In an instant, she brought to everyone's attention the fact that the new generation of royals is not afraid to challenge established norms and leave their mark on the world. When the young princess displayed a level of maturity and bravery that was far beyond her years, she won the hearts of those who were present and caused ripples to be sent through the media all over the world. Princess Charlotte holds a special place within the royal family because she is the Queen's second child and the second child of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Although her older brother, Prince George, is in direct line to the throne, Charlotte has frequently been regarded as a free spirit who is not burdened by the same expectations as her brother. Nevertheless, as this particular occurrence illuminated, she is not even close to being a supporting character in the royal narrative. The actions that she takes reveal a great deal about her personality, her upbringing, and the impact that her family's values have had on her. Exactly what was it that Princess Charlotte did that caused the entire world to be left in awe? In what ways did her actions reshape people's perceptions of the young royal? And what kinds of implications do these actions have for the future of the monarchy? We invite you to join us as we delve into the specifics of this extraordinary moment, investigating the event itself, the responses it elicited, and the lessons that we can learn from Charlotte's brave act. This is a tale of the tenacity of young people, the power of leadership, and the effects of making a single courageous choice. Since the moment she was born on May 2, 2015, Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana of Wales has won the affection of millions of people all over the world. Due to the fact that she was the second child of Prince William and Princess Catherine, she was greeted with such pomp and circumstance that it was fitting for a royal. However, even when she was still in her younger years, it was obvious that Charlotte was destined to shine in a manner that was unmistakably her own. Charlotte, who was given the nickname Lottie by her family, quickly demonstrated that she possessed a delightful combination of self-assurance and charm. Charlotte brought a playful energy to royal appearances, often stealing the spotlight with her cheeky smiles and natural charisma. This was during the time that her older brother, Prince George, was being groomed for the future throne. She is unafraid to assert herself in front of cameras or large crowds, which is a trait that has earned her comparisons to her late grandmother, Princess Diana. Royal watchers have noted that she exudes a presence that is far beyond her years. Early on in her life, Charlotte received an education that had a significant impact on both her self-assurance and her demeanor. Through her attendance at Wilcox Nursery School in Kensington and later Thomas's Battersea, she was provided with a comprehensive education that placed an emphasis on the values of kindness, respect, and curiosity. Her parents, William and Catherine, made it a top priority to instill in their children a sense of duty and responsibility, while also allowing them to enjoy the freedom that comes with being a child. Charlotte's interactions, whether she is greeting dignitaries with a firm handshake or engaging in playful moments with her siblings, are a clear demonstration of these values. What sets Charlotte apart from others is her innate capacity to form connections with individuals. She is already showing signs of being aware of her role within the royal family and the potential impact that her actions can have, despite the fact that she is still young. Her behavior demonstrates a strong sense of empathy and self-assurance, whether it be when she confidently waves to crowds during royal tours or when she shows affection for her younger brother, Prince Louis. She has become a prominent figure among the younger generation of royals as a result of these qualities, which have won her the affection of the general public. Another thing that has garnered a lot of admiration is Charlotte's ability to speak 2 languages. Her early interactions with her nanny, Maria Teresa Turrión Baralo, are credited with enabling Charlotte to become fluent in Spanish. Charlotte's linguistic abilities demonstrate both her intelligence and her ability to adapt to environments. The fact that she is able to be comfortable in a variety of environments and cultures makes her an ideal candidate for the role of future ambassador for the royal family on the international stage. The influence that Charlotte has on her is only going to become more noticeable as she gets older. She has taken on increasing responsibilities within the family, including taking part in significant royal events, despite the fact that she is still a young child. As a result of these appearances, she has been able to exhibit her poise and personality, which has resulted in her garnering a devoted following amongst royal enthusiasts. The formative years of Princess Charlotte have proven to be instrumental in laying the groundwork for her future role as a dynamic and influential constituent of the royal family. Her upbringing, in conjunction with her natural charisma, has distinguished her as a rising star who is not only capable of upholding tradition, but also redefining what it means to be a modern royal. Her rise to prominence has established her as a rising star. Grand events, where pomp, tradition, and unity take center stage, are nothing new for the royal family. They have attended them all before. These events serve as reminders of the perpetual role that the monarchy plays in British society and the connection that it maintains with the majority of the population. Nevertheless, there was a recent event that was destined to stand out, and it was not because of the program that was planned. Rather, it was because of an extraordinary moment that was initiated by none other than Princess Charlotte. Dignitaries, celebrities, and members of the royal family were present at the event, which was held at Westminster Abbey. The event was a celebration of the accomplishments of young people and for raising awareness about environmental issues. The evening, which was organized under the patronage of King Charles, brought together young leaders and innovators who were making a difference in the fight against climate change, which is a cause that is very important to the royal family. It was a night of inspiration and reflection, and the grand setting of the Abbey, which was bathed in golden light and filled with the echoes of a string quartet, was the perfect starting point for the evening. The young princes and princesses, particularly Prince George and Princess Charlotte, were the focus of everyone's attention immediately upon the arrival of the royal family. At the same time that Prince William and Princess Catherine assumed their positions as senior royals, George and Charlotte accompanied them as representatives of the future of the monarchy. It was a rare appearance for Charlotte at such a high-profile event, and the public eagerly anticipated how the young royal would behave in the spotlight. Charlotte's appearance was a rare occurrence. The presence of Charlotte was irresistible from the very beginning. While she was walking alongside her parents and brother, she exuded an air of self-assurance while wearing an outfit that was both sophisticated and suitable for her age. The manner in which she carried herself was composed yet approachable. She smiled at the guests and even exchanged polite greetings with some of the young people who had been awarded the prizes. Throughout the course of the event, Charlotte gave the impression of being actively involved, as she listened attentively to the speeches and enthusiastically applauded during the moments of recognition. It was during the keynote portion of the evening, however, that Princess Charlotte truly made her mark on the audience. During her address to the audience, a young activist who had been selected to speak about her innovative environmental project was overcome with emotion. At the same time that everyone in the room was holding their breath, Charlotte's empathic instincts began to take over. As she approached her mother, she leaned over and whispered something to her. A few moments later, she made her way to the stage, which was an unprecedented move for a royal of her age. As Charlotte approached the speaker, she offered a reassuring smile and a small gesture of encouragement. The audience watched in awe as Charlotte made her approach. Although her words were not picked up by the microphones, the exchange was sufficient to calm the nerves of the speaker and bring a smile to their face. This act of kindness was completely unplanned, and it struck a chord with each and every person who was present. The subsequent events cemented the moment as one that will be remembered for generations to come. Charlotte's mother greeted her with a warm embrace as she returned to her seat, and the audience greeted her with a round of applause. Not only as a figurehead, but also as someone who understands the power of empathy and connection, not only was her growing role within the royal family highlighted by this simple yet profound act, but it also highlighted her growing role. This royal event, which was intended to highlight the importance of youth and innovation, turned out to be a platform for Princess Charlotte to demonstrate her compassion and bravery. Those who were present at the time and witnessed it were left with a profound impression because it was a moment that demonstrated her capacity to motivate and guide others. In spite of the fact that the evening had already been packed with unforgettable moments, the next thing that Princess Charlotte did turned the occasion into something that will be remembered for a very long time. Despite the fact that the audience erupted in applause shortly after the young activist finished her speech, it was evident that the speaker was still visibly shaken from the emotional moment that she had experienced earlier. During the time that the rest of the audience was comfortably seated, Princess Charlotte once again stood out. This time, it was not because of what she said, but rather because of what she did. Charlotte stood up from her seat and turned to her mother, whispering a few words with a quiet determination. This was a move that no one had anticipated, and it was certainly unexpected. Princess Catherine, who appeared to be slightly taken aback, gave a slight nod of permission. The young princess made her way back to the stage with self-assurance, and this time she took the microphone for herself. This occurred before anyone had the chance to comprehend what was taking place. The 9-year-old girl stood tall, her serene presence captivating everyone in attendance, and the room fell into a hushed silence as a result. Charlotte spoke to the person who was speaking directly, maintaining a steady and clear tone as she said, "You've accomplished something truly remarkable today, and we are all so proud of you. Each and every one of these individuals has been moved by your message, and I just wanted to express my gratitude." Her assertions were uncomplicated, but they carried a significant amount of weight. An outpouring of applause erupted throughout the room, and many of the attendees stood up to demonstrate their assistance. Charlotte's act of kindness visibly moved the young activist, who was now beaming with gratitude for Charlotte's assistance. The young royal displayed his innate capacity to connect with others on a profoundly human level through a moment of solidarity and encouragement that went beyond the bounds of protocol and tradition. Charlotte, however, was not yet finished. She continued by addressing the larger audience, saying, "Both my great-grandfather, Prince Philip, and my grandfather, King Charles, have always believed that young people have the power to change the world. It has become clear to us tonight that they are correct. It is up to each and every one of us, regardless of our age, to look after our planet and come together to support one another." As a result of the gravity of her words, the audience was stunned. Princess Charlotte, who was only 9 years old at the time, was already articulating the fundamental principles that the royal family upholds while simultaneously motivating her peers and her elders to take action. For her, it was a defining moment that marked the beginning of her emergence as a leader in her own right, one who was not afraid to take the initiative when the situation demanded it. There was a wide range of reactions in the room, from admiration to awe. Several of the attendees wiped away tears, moved by the poise and sincerity displayed by the young princess. Other people looked at each other with a knowing look, recognizing that this was a moment that held significant historical importance. Even the members of the royal family, who are typically known for their reserved responses, were unable to conceal their pride. A broad smile appeared on the face of Prince William, while Princess Catherine appeared to be holding back tears of her own. A bold move made by Charlotte was not simply an attempt to steal the spotlight. Rather, it was a statement. It reflected her innate sense of compassion, her courage to act in the moment, and her understanding of the platform she holds as a member of the royal family. All of these qualities emerged from her actions. The fact that the next generation of royals is not merely observing from the sidelines was brought to everyone's attention by the fact that they are prepared to make an impact. It should come as no surprise that the media exploded in response to the event. There was a flood of clips of Charlotte's impromptu speech on social media platforms, and hashtags such as Princess Charlotte and Yash Future Royal Leader were trending all over the world. A number of news organizations from all over the world reported on the story, praising the young royal for his maturity and leadership qualities. There were even some commentators who went so far as to call it a new chapter for the monarchy, one that reflected the principles of action, empathy, and inclusivity. This moment was not about Princess Charlotte attempting to prove a point or receive recognition for her accomplishments. This was a natural response that she had developed as a result of her upbringing, her values, and her innate desire to assist other people. By taking the initiative, she not only won the affection of those who were present, but she also demonstrated that leadership is not dependent on age. The courageous action that took everyone by surprise was more than just a headline. It was a glimpse into the future of the monarchy, which will be led by a generation that is without fear of acting with compassion and conviction. It was immediately apparent that the young royal had captured the attention of the entire world the moment that Princess Charlotte stepped up to the microphone and delivered her speech that was filled with emotion. However, the tsunami of responses that followed was something that nobody could have possibly anticipated. Charlotte's courageous move became the focal point of conversations, eliciting admiration, pride, and even a rekindled interest in the royal family from those who were present, as well as the millions of people who were watching from a distance. The instantaneous reaction that took place in the room was electric. A round of applause broke out from the audience, which had been initially taken aback by the 9-year-old's self-assurance and poise. There were a lot of people who stood up and cheered, and their applause could be heard throughout the historic venue. The young activist who had been struggling earlier appeared visibly lifted, their nerves replaced by gratitude and a newly discovered sense of self-assurance. There was also a clear display of pride on the part of members of the royal family, with Prince William and Princess Catherine exchanging knowing smiles that demonstrated their confidence in their daughter's capabilities. Nevertheless, Charlotte's actions had an effect on more than just the people who were present in the venue during the performance. Almost immediately, news organizations started reporting on the story, and videos of the spontaneous moment began to circulate on social media platforms. As people from all over the world shared their thoughts on the remarkable young royal, social media hashtags such as Princess Charlotte, Royal Speech, and the Future Queen quickly became popular. The response from the general public was overwhelmingly positive. A lot of people took to social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to show their admiration for Charlotte's self-assurance and empathy. It was written by a user that Princess Charlotte possesses the heart of a true leader, despite the fact that she is only 9 years old. Another individual expressed their sentiments by saying, "Watching Charlotte step up like that gives me so much hope for the future of the royal family." In particular, parents remarked that Charlotte had become a role model for their children, motivating them to behave with kindness and bravery. They referred to Charlotte as a natural. The significance of Charlotte's actions was quickly brought to the attention of the media as well, immediately. Commentators praised her poise and confidence, drawing comparisons to her late grandmother, Princess Diana. The story was covered by major news outlets all over the world, with headlines such as "Princess Charlotte's speech steals the show at royal event" and "The young royal who captivated the nation in the United States." The ability to connect with people is something that Charlotte has clearly inherited from Diana, according to the observation of a royal expert. She possesses a presence that is both regal and approachable at the same time. Both domestically and internationally, the story had a powerful impact. Admiration for the young princess was expressed by followers of the royal family from a variety of countries, including Canada, Australia, and India. The actions that she took were observed by some as a demonstration of the changing role that the monarchy plays in today's modern world, which places a greater emphasis on empathy and relatability. Even individuals who are known to be critical of the royal family acknowledged the significance of the moment, describing it as a refreshing display of genuine leadership. Although they were showered with praise, members of the royal family managed to maintain their customary reserve in their official statements. On the other hand, Kensington Palace issued a statement in which they acknowledged the success of the event and highlighted Charlotte's role in making it memorable. The statement read, "The Prince and Princess of Wales are extremely proud of their daughter, Princess Charlotte, for her contribution to an inspiring evening." Princess Charlotte was the recipient of the award. It became abundantly clear that Charlotte's courageous move had accomplished more than simply capturing the moment. It had also rekindled public interest in the royal family. This realization came about as the story continued to gain traction. A reminder was given to the people about the monarchy's capacity to motivate and bring people together, even in an era marked by skepticism and scrutiny. Several people believed that Charlotte's actions marked the beginning of a new era, one that would be led by a new generation of royals who were not afraid to show compassion and courage in public. The profound impact that Princess Charlotte's actions had was highlighted by the overwhelming response that she received from the public as well as the media. During the course of a single evening, she had not only demonstrated her extraordinary potential, but also brought to the attention of the world the significance of being kind, having confidence, and being genuine. The courageous action that Princess Charlotte took at the royal event was not only an awe-inspiring moment, but it was also outstanding examples of leadership. In spite of her tender years, the princess, who was only 9 years old, exhibited characteristics that many more experienced professionals strive to embody. Charlotte demonstrated to the world that true leadership is not about age or position, but rather about character and action. She demonstrated this by demonstrating empathy and decisiveness. The fact that Charlotte was able to seize the moment was one of the most striking lessons that she learned from her actions. It is often necessary to have the courage to take the initiative, even when the spotlight is not intended to be on you, in order to be a leader. In response to a young speaker who was struggling with nerves, Charlotte made the decision to take action. Her decision to take the stage was not one that she had practiced or planned in advance. Rather, it was a result of her instincts and her willingness to provide assistance at a time when it was required the most. This decisiveness is a defining characteristic of great leaders who are aware of the significance of taking action at the appropriate time. Charlotte's capacity for empathy was yet another significant lesson. An invigorating reminder of the significance of emotional intelligence was provided by Charlotte's actions, which came at a time when leaders are frequently criticized for being out of touch with the people they lead. Her act of reassurance extended to the young activist was not merely a gesture of kindness. Rather, it was an act that was profoundly human. Charlotte demonstrated the importance of understanding and connecting with others by recognizing the speaker's vulnerability and providing encouragement. This demonstrates that effective leadership begins with understanding them. Additionally, Charlotte exhibited an almost unheard-of level of self-assurance that belied her age. Charlotte handled the situation with poise and grace, despite the fact that it is not an easy task to address a room full of dignitaries and public figures, even for seasoned royals. She was able to articulate her thoughts in a clear and concise manner and deliver a message that was from the heart, which not only demonstrated her maturity, but also demonstrated her belief in the cause that she was supporting. One of the characteristics that inspires trust and respect is confidence, which, when combined with humility, is a trait that Charlotte has beautifully balanced. In addition, the actions of the young princess brought to light the significance of demonstrating one's values through one's actions. What it means to be a leader is not simply to deliver speeches or make promises. Rather, it is to be someone who embodies the principles that you believe in. The royal family places a strong emphasis on unity, compassion, and service, and Charlotte's act of kindness was perfectly in line with these values. Because she took the initiative, she did not merely talk about these values, rather, she demonstrated them in a manner that deeply resonated with the people who participated in her presentation. In addition, Charlotte's actions brought to light the significance of living an authentic life. Her response, which was both spontaneous and genuine, was a breath of fresh air in a world where political leaders are frequently perceived as having scripted or rehearsed delivery. Because she was acting from a place of sincerity, her actions were not calculated for the purpose of gaining approval or publicity. It was because of this authenticity that her gesture had such a profound impact, as it served as a reminder to everyone that genuine leadership is about being relatable and genuine. Last but not least, the ability of Charlotte to motivate others was perhaps the most important thing that I learned. Her actions had the effect of creating a ripple effect, which is in line with the concept of leadership. Charlotte's actions left an indelible mark on a variety of people, including the young activist who felt supported, the audience members who were moved by her words, and the viewers all over the world who saw her as a beacon of hope. People were reminded by her that even seemingly insignificant acts of bravery and kindness can have far-reaching effects, a lesson that is applicable to people of all ages and backgrounds. The courageous action taken by Princess Charlotte was not only a remarkable moment for a young royal, but it was also a demonstration of the leadership qualities that will endure for generations to come. By demonstrating compassion, self-assurance, and genuineness in her actions, she established a precedent that goes beyond her position as a royal. The lesson that we should all take away from this is that leadership is not about waiting for the right moment to come, but rather about creating it when it is most needed. The courageous action that Princess Charlotte took during the royal event was more than just a moment of surprise. It was a defining glimpse into the character and leadership qualities of the young royal. The actions that she took demonstrated bravery, empathy, and an innate comprehension of what it means to connect with other people. The world was reminded by Charlotte, who was only 9 years old at the time, that leadership is not something that is reserved for those who have titles or years of experience. Rather, It is about taking charge when it is most important. The public's admiration for the royal family has been rekindled as a result of this momentous occasion, which exemplifies the bright future that lies ahead for the successive generation. Charlotte has been an inspiration to millions of people because of her willingness to act, to show kindness, and to speak with conviction. Not only did she honor the values that were instilled in her by her family, but she also provided a powerful reminder that even the smallest of actions can create waves of positivity and change. What are your thoughts on the courageous action taken by Princess Charlotte? In what ways do you anticipate her role within the royal family to develop over the course of the years to come? Please share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. We are eager to hear them. If you found this narrative to be entertaining, please remember to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you can watch more uplifting royal moments. So that you never miss an update, make sure to tap the notification bell. We appreciate your time and attention, and we hope to see you again soon.